It's 7 o'clock. Let's get started. I call the September 18th, 2024 regular board meeting of Glencoe Park District to order. Lisa, please call the roll and state the time.
7 p.m. Commissioner Bourne,
Yes.
Mr. Kobe, Mr. Snyder, Mr. Spector,
Here.
President Spain.
Here. Okay, moving on to consent agenda items, A and B. Does any commissioner want any item pulled from the consent agenda items? Hearing none, I entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda items as presented. So moved. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Bourne,
Yes.
Mr. Kobe, Snyder, Spector,
Yeah.
President Spain.
Yes. Okay, so it seems like as if the meeting attendees are here for one of the agenda items. So unless you're looking to speak for any other matters of the public, I'd like to move up agenda items 7 and 8A regarding the signage request from the Glencoe Historical Society for the cottages at Bluff Park and approval of the signage request from the city. It's Ed and Karen that are here today representing the Glencoe Historical Society. And we have in the board packet discussion of the sign, location, what it would look like, and we've had extensive board discussion on this topic. Since we do have members present here, does anybody have any questions at this time or anything further that you'd like to discuss about the sign?
Dude, they really.
Yeah, they look real nice.
Really,
Appropriately sized and
I'm really excited to see this project moving forward. Okay, well, if was there anything that you wanted to add? Okay, all right. We've had a lot of discussion and back and forth, so I don't know if we need to delay any further. So with that, I would like to move forward. I entertain a motion to approve the signage request from the Glencoe Historical Society for the Frank Lloyd Wright designed cottage at Ravine Bluffs Park as presented.
So moved. Second.
Any further discussion? Okay. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Bourne,
Yes.
Commissioner Kobe,
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder,
Yes.
Commissioner Spector,
Yes.
President Spain.
Yes, motion passes.
Thank
All
you.
right, well, that was brief, but thank you for the work that you do and good luck with the project. No, we moved it up so you could leave.
And thank you for taking the time to come in just in case there was questions. I appreciate it.
Yes. All right, thank you very much. Okay, moving forward, we can go ahead with the financial report.
All right, thank you, President Spain. Good evening, everyone. So we'll just cover the financial report as of August 31, which is the end of our second fiscal quarter. So next month, we're working on projections for next month's board meeting to be able to present and give the board a more thorough update on projections and where we stand 6 months into our fiscal year. As far as the financial report tonight, rec programming, we see continues to be strong, right around the same ratios last year to right around 50% revenue over expenditures there. Obviously, Kids Club leading the way, Game On, Action Quest, our camps, just phenomenal performance this year. As far as Children's Circle goes, we do see in excess of revenue over expenditures of $210,000. So a couple things go into that number. Revenue is, we were anticipating a 5% increase in revenue. Increased enrollments in belugas and frogs are also contributing to higher top line revenue there. There are a few timing issues related to expenses specific to our food service vendor, our contractual expense related to that. We have also achieved some savings in supplies to the tune of about $12,000. The prior year also had about a $10,000 contingency for some safety measures that were taken down there, which we didn't, expense was a one-time expense in the prior year. And as far as wages go, we've turned over some staff and have some of our more experienced staff have moved on, and the newer staff are coming in at a lower range. So if you look at our salaries and wages, we're only up about 1% this year. So obviously we're anticipating, towards a 5% increase in salaries and wages, but only at about 1%. So that's what's contributing to that. And I think also just a good time to remind everyone that per the categories of service, the policy is for Children's Circle to cover all of its direct expenses and a portion of the indirect expenses. So just a reminder that the IMRF expense associated with the staff and Children's Circle is not paid out of this fund, not paid out of this bucket. It's paid out of our IMRF fund, which has a special levy for that. Same goes for the FICA and Social Security. So, to have a true representation of the program as a whole, you'd want to definitely factor those in and certainly factor in whatever capital related expenditures we've incurred, obviously the playground and some of those things that are funded out of our capital project fund.
Do we levy for the children?
We levy for just all of our employees basically, and that goes into the IMRF fund. So yes, Children's Circle employees are included in that levy. And, obviously as we levy into that fund, that pulls levy dollars from general fund, recreation fund. We have leeway as to how much we could levy between the funds.
So we don't reimburse that levy somehow.
We don't. Right, on the remaining departments here, fitness pretty consistent with the prior year. As far as beach goes, so the revenue accounts for the swimming beach all exceeded their budget, which was great to see this year, and that's reflected in the revenue, excess revenue over expenditures here. We'll obviously see expenses hitting the beach and boating departments through the end of the fiscal year, but revenue should pretty much be wrapped up outside of boating, which will continue to potentially take in some rental storage revenue. Weinberg obviously hasn't really ramped up yet, pretty consistent with where we were at in the prior year. G&A is about 5% increase in the prior year. Really just point to increase in operating expenses. Same goes for the Parks Department, increases in operating expenses. And then the rec and corporate admin departments just reflect the difference in the transfers this year, and also the fact that we received our property tax dollars much sooner this year. I'm sure everybody saw the news today regarding the rate cut, the higher than anticipated rate cut. So really will probably impact us from the perspective of the CDs that we hold. Just want to remind the board, in May, we did adopt the new investment policy, which allows us to now go out 2 years. And that's really the approach we take. We're just trying to ladder CDs going out for that 2-year duration, and we'll continue with that. So any drastic rate decreases will at least be able to have somewhat of a softer landing based on that laddering approach. That I'd be happy to take any questions.
So we're back to the CDs, do you think? Years ago, we used to get like pennies, and then we got sort of
Yeah,
now.
I haven't been able to digest it and apply it to our actual dollars. Obviously, it went down about 0.5% today. I don't see a major impact on our projected interest for the remainder of the year. If anything, it's going to be just a decrease in the Illinois funds and some of the liquid investment pools that we have. But the CDs we have maturing at the end of, or in the middle of October and then the middle of January. Obviously, those will be what we had budgeted for. So I would think we'll still be pretty close to our budget, if not still exceeding it for fiscal 25.
Still net better.
Correct.
Less on the CD.
Definitely positive news from that perspective, yes.
Any other questions?
Okay, I think we can move forward with the executive director report.
Excellent. So the first thing is the next board invites. If you remember, that's coffee with the village, or like, used to be coffee with the village officials. So the boards, coffee with the boards. So I need 2 volunteers on Friday, October 18th, probably from 7 to 8. There's a movie after it to be the representative for the park district at this event with the library, the village school district. So I don't know if anybody has their calendar in front of us and tell me now, or if you could tell me later. Again, we don't want more than 2, so we don't really advertise as an open meeting. But you're just there to answer any questions about the park district, um, the referendum, anything like that. So
Do it.
I could probably do it.
I'll be traveling home that day, so I know I can't.
can I have a standby just in case one of these 2 can't do it? Okay. Okay.
Dedicated individuals, but, sorry.
I feel passionate about the referendum needs, so. I
There you
will
go. I love it. Thank you.
Provide my services.
I appreciate that. I'll be there, and as will probably Bobby, for the rec team.
What if
Um,
it rains for the kids?
If they moved into central school, so we arranged that with the auditorium, so we've figured out all contingencies, but I'm sure it'll be winter right when that goes on. It'll be, 80 until that day, and then it'll be like minus 30. I mean,
Yeah.
All right, so the staff is already in full swing with budgets, starting their inputting of second round projections. So thank you to the team. It's never ending. The Lakefront Advisory Committee met. Bart was the chair of that committee on August 19th. We gave him a broad overview of the season and the referendum items that affect the beach, and then any great discussion on different topics, especially high on everybody's priority list is the paddleboard storage. So I don't know if Bart or Bobby have any um, comments on that right now, or
Other than there's obviously a large need in the community, and there's a passionate group that has kind of come together to throw ideas out to the park district, which obviously we're looking at too. And we're going through the wait list again right now and open spots, and we're looking to try open some additional spots. Obviously, it doesn't come anywhere near to what the overall demand is, and if the referendum passes, we will be able to make strides in that right direction to add additional storage. Commissioner Schneider, I don't know if you have any additional comments from the meeting.
The, yeah, I guess, one of the things that, and we know it, but it was a great example of if someone has an issue and you listen to them at length, they really calm down. And Bobby had 2 people, railing about the lack of space for boards and, why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? And I think he maybe spent 5 or 10 minutes with them after the meeting, and they seemed very happy, and they understood what you could do and couldn't do. But, if you make a personal connection or you listen, or as is described in here, you come up with a personalized welcome to Glencoe package with a water bottle with the park. People, it counts. I mean, it really counts. So that was one of my biggest takeaways with people have issues, but if you listen to them and explain it, they calm down and they became very supportive.
yeah,
But that was a big issue.
we love when people come to the lakefront and Weinberg and early childhood. It gives us a chance to explain. It's a very complex issue. Some people think, why didn't you just put more up there? Put more stands if you have a little space there. Why don't we have people share paddleboards was one of them, or why can't we stack them on top of each other? Things like that. And it gave staff really time to explain more of the operational issues. It's not that easy to can't you just? And so Bobby and Adam and Shannon were all there to explain some of those nuances to that. So we love when people go to those meetings. It's much better than trying to go back and forth on email, or they put it on Nextdoor and things like that. So we really appreciate it. They had some very innovative ideas, I would say. But I have challenged the team, especially if the referendum passes, how can we maximize our space but still keep everybody safe? And that's obviously number one. And it's something we'll really look at and really challenge ourselves. I mean, can we look outside the box? Can we say, okay, you can have paddleboard storage, but you can only use it Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, and then you do it, there's Tuesday, Saturday, Sunday or something like that, because we see a lot of paddleboards just sitting there and everybody wants to go on the weekend. I don't know. That may not be an answer. That's what I'm just throwing out, but we're looking at everything to see what we can do. I also want to manage the expectations. Wilmette has 500 people on their wait list for paddleboards. So we're never going to make everybody happy. We're going to try to get some off. We're going to prioritize our residents. We're going to make sure that we double check residency requirements for those so that even though if their household says they're in Glencoe, we're going to actually have them come in. Bobby and I were just talking about this yesterday, bring in their ID, bring in the utility bill so we can say, yes, they live in Glencoe. Because we know people like to skirt the system. So they're being very creative with that. So no, you can rent paddleboards. Any new ones coming in.
Residents get
The residents
priority.
get priority, which, yeah. They are if they were already down there. Yeah.
And we're going to be recommending to remove the discount for multiple boats, paddleboards and storage next year, to incentivize people who really maybe don't need it to maybe give those spots up. Or pay the additional fees.
And then look at ways that if people aren't down there using them, well, what can we do? Are they just using it for storage and then they really don't use it at all? So things like that we'll look at. But I have to say the advisory committee is very good at talking through these issues, and it tends to always impresses me with this group, the thought they put into it. And they really are our advocates, so we like that. So I'm going to segue right into Glencoe Beach and boating. The beach season, swimming season, stopped obviously a Sunday of Labor Day. This weather has been crazy. So you see a lot of people down there. And I think that's probably as a staff, the hardest thing to do is, oh boy, there's everybody in the water. We do have no lifeguard signs posted clearly at the top of the bluff, on the beach, anywhere you look. I was down there on Saturday for our Beer on the Pier event. And the bathrooms are open when we can in the porta potties. So we know there's a lot of people down there. So staff is still down there cleaning up a lot and things like that. So, and then the boathouse closes October 14th. So they've been enjoying a nicely. So we will do a complete beach report probably in November, did we say?
I think we were targeting November committee meeting.
Yep. So we'll give that whole thing and some of the ideas for improvement next year and things like that. Just going to go really quick. Obviously, the end of summer has ended. Now we're gearing up for our fall programs, or have started our fall programs. The building's bustling. And so, Bobby, I don't know if you have anything to add about fall programming at all.
Yeah, the fall programming has obviously started and Kids Club is back, and preschool are back. We have noticed a little bit of a drop in enrichments, probably got to do with the economy and a shift more towards care-based programs. Obviously, the school day off had record numbers, and we took away that we need to be doing priority registration for those because demand is very high for working parents. But we are noticing some weakness in those kind of programs that are the enrichments. They're nice. There can be fillers. They can be optional, but they're not necessarily essential to a lot of families. So we have seen some, and we'll bear that in mind when we're doing budgeting too. But that strength for full day camps, full day care, full day obviously child care is definitely there, and then school days off.
I think it's also a testament to our programs, the quality of our kids club, our schools days out, our camps. Children's Circle is they're getting so much enrichment in those programs. They're finding they don't need to go
Yeah.
out to other ones. So that's a testament of the quality of the program too, and the facilities.
I
that we
think
have.
just 25% of the kindergarten class is in Kids Club, which is a very large number for Glencoe. So
That's like
Yeah.
yeah.
days of
I do,
You do.
yes,
Yep.
because I fought for it.
You did. She was
Yep.
one of the framework ones.
I have a question. So how many people are in the morning kids club and in the afternoon?
It's 91 in the afternoon and 20, I can look it up, mid-20s in the morning. So it's the afternoon is where the majority is.
I will say, like, we take the bus, so that bus comes at 8 in the morning, so that helps, like, so we
So
don't.
you don't need it. Yeah.
As of
I
right
did
now,
that-
we had
I did
19.
that too. for
As of the
kindergarten,
printing.
so I could take
Sorry,
the
what'd you
train.
say?
As of the printing, we had about 19.
19, yeah.
Which ends up being very similar to the past. That's pretty much hold steady. There's probably a little bit of it increase, but our afternoon increase, that's where the
Yeah,
big increase
we've
is.
seen some years where that number has actually been where we've struggled to like run the program or thought about changing it because there isn't a huge amount of demand in the morning. Really, the afternoon is where people are looking for. I think because of the busing,
Mhm.
busing really helps in the morning.
Are we at capacity at 91 or do we have spots?
We're going to try to fit as many kids into the program as needed because there's a huge need in the community. We took over that bottom recreation space, the old kids club that we renovated for the older groups so that they can do more age appropriate, maybe do some homework if that's required as they go to sports maybe afterwards. We're not putting a cap on it right now. I'm not sure how much more demand's going to come, but we will utilize every inch of that building if need be.
There's community engagement. We have the Great Mud Run on Saturday, September 28th, 9 to 11. If you have never seen it, I encourage you to come out and participate in that event. Or participate or just watch. I believe one of our representatives is going to come this year, so that's
Great.
exciting. Cat Small is going to be there to hand out ribbons and things like that. So it'd be great to have board members there, to meet her and talk to her about referendum or other issues we may have. So if you could make that, would be great. There's also a whole list of other events that we put on. Just last weekend, we did Beyond the Pier and ended up being a perfect day, and we had a great turnout for our adults only event. So that was kudos to the whole team. This whole team was there and participating. So appreciate that. The Duke Park Fountain and trains were closed for the season. I know that's always a sad day, but it gives people something to look forward to, so that's good. Obviously, Kelly, you want to talk about the storm we had and the amazing job our staff did cleaning up?
Sure, yeah. So we had that significant storm on the 27th of August. Our staff did a great job mobilizing the next day, getting the building back open, addressing kind of the urgent safety issues that had to be addressed right away. Also had to utilize our forestry contractor for some of the larger oaks. Unfortunately, we did lose 5 mature oaks as well as an ash tree and a damaged bollard light and a damaged bench over at Sculpture Park. But by the arrival of the weekend, we had everything cleaned up and kind of put back together. We did have submitted a claim to Paderma for the storm damage and kind of waiting to see what elements from that damage will be covered. But kudos to the team. They really did a great job, long hours, and got everything cleaned up incredibly quickly.
I heard today that the golf course lost 40 trees. Ouch. But actually, it worked to their favor because they had to take some down for the clubhouse. So, we lost some heritage oaks, which made us very sad. So, along Green Bay and the Lakefront Park. So,
Yeah, our fall tree order is actually arriving here in the next few weeks. So we'll be obviously replenishing with new trees. It'll take many years for them to grow to that size, but a good opportunity to, put trees back in their place. Yeah, increase from 10
Yeah.
or 12 last year up to 30.
30 trees.
The 30 trees is kind of driven by our tree care management plan that was wrapped up this year. Kind of the recommendation to increase the amount of plantings, to increase our canopy and account for these oaks that are both dying naturally and susceptible to storm damage, just given their, weak state. So.
The goats are coming back. So they'll be here. Is it next week?
Yep, Monday.
Yep, Monday they come back.
Yep.
Smaller herd for about 5 days. So we're excited about that. Same location. They'll love the goats. We'll have the same fencing around it. We're not gonna have volunteers out this time, but we will have the public safety doing, drive-bys and stuff. We didn't find there was any interest of anybody trying to get in or take the goats out, so that was good.
You can go over there and you could see prior to their first visit, you could not see from Dundee Road through. After their first visit, now you can see through. Most of the new growth is need a waist height, so we don't need 25 goats. We need 10 goats for essentially the same amount of time. So hopefully it'll continue to improve that. So yeah.
Not bring enough food there. Can't, like,
And we also submitted our West Park Aslan application, so fingers crossed, we'll probably find out about that in probably January, February is usually the timeline around conference. Would like to note that Jessica resigned her full-time position to go to be the director of a nonprofit, but she requested to stay on part-time using or helping us with some of the administrative tasks. So we're thrilled with that. That will give time for us to find a new person and get them trained and take some of the burden off. Bobby will have to help down in that area for a little bit. So we're very happy for her and very sad at the same time. But I think it was a very hard decision for her. She's following a passion. So, but she's still going to be part of our team 20 hours a week. She's a hard worker. So yeah, she wanted to do that. I think I think the other job's working from home and this one
Yeah,
is
nights
in
and
person.
weekends,
So
nights and weekends too for the other
So-
jobs, so. Not for that. We have some internal candidates who've applied, yeah. It's a nationwide search at this point, so.
all right. Any other questions? NRPA conference is coming up. Bobby, John, Kyle, Nate. Jessica was going to go, so now Nate is filling that spot, and Commissioner Spector will be attending Atlanta, Georgia. But we'll be available via email or phones if you need anything. So, I also like to say I'll be sending out something about the IPRA conference that time of year. So if you would like to attend that, if you can let me know, and then I'll make sure I put it in the packet for next month to get that approved so we can register you. It's a great educational opportunity. You can go one day, you can go 2 days. Usually Friday, Saturday is the best one for commissioners. So we welcome anybody who would like to go to that conference. It's always weird because we're not even at NRPA, we have to register for IPRA, but. Any other questions? Oh,
I just have one question.
Okay.
Did we learn anything about well, I guess you could see the trees that were blown down. Were they generally healthy or did you tend to find some that had sort of rot in the middle? And what does that tell you sort of about the rest of the trees, that they're healthy and the less healthy ones blew
I'd say
down?
there was a mixture of what I consider to be healthy trees that were taken down, and then a couple that when they came down, you could see some rot within the major trunks that had come down. We rely on our arborist, our forestry contractor, arborist, to give us those recommendations when they're doing cyclical pruning. If they come across anything that is noticeably to the point of, risk of failure or collapse, that
Okay.
we'll have it proactively taken down. But I think of the 5 oaks, 2 of them had major trunk rot, like within one of the branches coming off, that ended up requiring them to be taken down.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Also kudos to Erin. She's done a phenomenal job, informing the public about the referendum, really working on our informational pieces about the referendum, doing a whole, video series starring, Carol and Kyle. They're gonna take it on the road and then doing the editing and everything like that. So kudos to her. She's really been working hard on that. And in addition, we have a new, welcome program for new residents. Do you want to tell everybody about that program?
Absolutely. So in June and July, we had 29 new residents and we hand delivered a bag with a water bottle, a highlighter, a welcome to the Glencoe Park District booklet, a program guide, and a handwritten note. And that is going to be a program we are going to continue for the year. We can track all of it via QR code of who signs up for our emails and stuff like that. I think it's a nice way to welcome people and give a little bit of a history of, oh, we offer adult programs, we have special events. So we're excited about it.
Yeah.
And our partners at ELA, the adult special ed, I don't know what their official.
Yeah,
word-
special, yeah.
Anyway, they did all the bag stuffing for us, which is a great project for them.
I think we get the information from local realtors, right? Is that where we're getting, where we're getting,
No, we're paying for a list.
we're paying for the list.
Yeah.
There you go. I was hoping for a deal.
Sorry.
That's really nice.
It's really nice. I
Yeah.
love that program. We can be in their household first thing, then they'll choose us for different programs. So.
We did deliver to 2 houses that are still under construction, so they will get it next time.
That's funny. Any questions? Sorry. All right. That's all I have.
Okay. Moving on, we're going to, since we already covered agenda item 7 and 8A, we're going to move on to agenda item 8B, which is approval of the biannual review of the executive session minutes.
Erica, do you have that memo?
Do this
Just, if
right.
you show me a picture of it, you can read that one. I sent it to the
Oh, I
board.
will next.
Okay, hold on a second. I sent it to you, so. There it is.
So is there anything you wanted to share before this?
Nope, so this is, it's all right, we have to do this, I sent this to the board earlier today. We have to review this every 6 months, our executive session minutes. We had no minutes that needed to be approved this time around. We had nothing that, need to be released from confidentiality, but we did have, 3, minutes that, or actually audio tape that can be destroyed that aren't part of any litigation or any personnel matters. So we recommend approving for audio tape destruction of closed session minutes, including 12/20/22, 2/7/2023, and 3/14/2023.
Okay, I think I need to read that though.
Yes, you do. So you run-
I'll read it again.
Okay.
I entertain a motion to approve audio tape destruction of closed executive session for which official minutes were approved and no litigation under the Open Meetings Act is pending, including the 12/20/2022. That's a lot of 20s.
Yeah, it is.
2/7/2023,
18 months.
3/14/2023 as mandated by 5 ILCS 120/2 D21 as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Boren,
Yes.
Commissioner Colby, Commissioner Schneider.
Yes.
Commissioner Spector,
Yes.
President Spain.
Yes, motion passes. I entertain a motion to approve the cancellation of the October 1st, 2024 regular committee meeting.
Yeah, we looked at our killer events while we're waiting for the referendum. We really haven't started planning any major projects and we have no reports to give. So there's no reason to have that meeting. There we go. We don't want to meet just to meet, so we consolidated 1 or 2 items into the October board meeting, so. October board meeting is,
I think it is the 15th because
that's correct.
I will not be here, so I don't know, are we voting on anything where we need a quorum, and is anyone else
Well,
missing?
we have to have a quorum, no matter what, but I don't know what's on there.
That on Wednesday.
No, I'm gone the 15th through the 18th.
I don't think there's anything major on the agenda.
Okay.
The camp report, well, which we give you a hard copy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I planned my travel around that week, so I'm gone the rest of the
Yeah.
weeks. So.
I think we should keep it if we can, and nothing's major.
Want to do it on Monday or,
I can't do that.
yeah, so yeah.
You just need 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be here.
I'm almost certain.
I'll
Okay.
be here.
And we are planning having a November committee meeting, even though it's election day. Does anybody have a problem with that? That's the 4th.
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
Okay, should be an interesting day.
Mhm.
Okay, so anybody, entertain a motion again to approve the cancellation of the October 1st, 2024 regular committee meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Boren,
Yes.
Commissioner Kobe,
Yes.
Commissioner Schneider,
Yes.
Commissioner Spector,
Yes.
President Spain.
Yes, motion passes.
Can you just confirm, because you said November 4th. November 4th is a Monday, the 5th is
Nope,
the
I'm
Tuesday.
sorry, November 5th.
Okay.
I'm on the wrong.
That'll be the day, we won't know the results of.
We will not know. We probably will not know.
Take
Yeah,
multiple
that's
days.
What?
They already said it will take several days for final results.
For our referendum or for anything?
For
Yeah.
like a lot of.
I'm
different
hoping
things.
ours, you know,
I will hope.
elect-
I feel like we, after, if
Preferably two,
it's a resounding yes, we'll know right away.
I hope so.
Okay.
What?
Sounding yes for who?
No, for our
For us.
referendum.
Oh.
For our
Not the-
referendum.
Not the president. No.
You know,
Oh.
Is there a reason we can't have it on the 6th? Just because like, I know a lot of people are off from school and there might be.
There's no reason we couldn't have it the 6th. For me,
I think that would be nice because then we could talk about the results.
okay.
Yeah, and there's no school to.
4th, 5th.
So long as the.
So have it on Wednesday, the 6th?
Yeah,
Okay.
because 1st through the 5th is no school.
We can't vote it because it's actually, we'll put it on the November or the October agenda. We'll put it, yeah, we'll put it on the October board meeting to change the date. So the 6th?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Days in advance to change meeting.
Let's go, yeah. If we approve it at the board meeting, we'll find for the November 6th. So we'll do that. So we'll approve it in the October board meeting. And we'll move it there. So I'm glad I asked. So the 6th, we'll send a calendar invite. I just want to make a note. We unfortunately, if there's any calendar of meeting invites out there that has Jenny Runkle's name on it, we cannot cancel them for you. So you have to go through, so that I know that's been really confusing. So go through, if there's anything, a calendar invite says Jenny Runkle, take that off and Erica's going to send all new calendar invites for everything.
The other.
That's fine.
Okay, then I'll delete this one from Jenny.
She'll send it to the Park District one too, but then if you have another one,
Yeah, the
we could do that. Yep. All right, I have no other business.
Okay, and there's no reason to enter into closed session or executive session.
Correct.
I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Lisa, please record the time. Our motion passes. Lisa, please record the time.
7:36. Yeah.